What's your thoughts on the passing of the Queen?
Mixed feelings, because she's gone, which is good, but it just means it's going to be another monarch, so it doesn't really change anything.
Well, it's very sad to hear that, of course. I suppose she had an amazing life, and to live to 96 years of age, it's amazing. So it is altogether, of course, that I find it very sad. And I think everyone really would find it sad because, I mean, she's been queen for such a long time. And I don't think anybody ever is going to do anything like that. So, yes, I suppose sad.
I've only ever known life with the Queen, and I'm 50 years old, so it was, although it was kind of expected because she was 96 years old, it wasn't any huge surprise that she'd obviously been ailing. At the point it finally happened, I felt a bit strange, and I couldn't put my finger on what it was. I'm very ambivalent towards the royal family, probably in principle against the royal family, but I had nothing against the Queen herself, and I thought she discharged her duties pretty well on the whole. So whether I was moved, I'm not sure, but I felt something that was hard to pinpoint at the point that it was finally announced that she died. I've been watching some of the coverage in the hour or two beforehand because something was obviously imminent, and when it finally happened, I felt a bit of a jolt, and I couldn't quite place why that was. Yeah. I think in terms of the future of the monarchy, I have a feeling that the affection that has been on paper for the monarchy, a lot of it has been down to the Queen. You know, most people can't remember a time when it wasn't the Queen who was the head of state, and I wonder how enduring. I think the next few years are going to be crucial for the monarchy. I wonder how enduring that's going to be. I suspect in Scotland it might even further the independence cause, because I've got a feeling, just having lived here for a few years, that when polling is done in Scotland and on balance, population tend to say that they're in favour of keeping the monarchy. It's slimmer than it is in England whenever you look at the polls, and I suspect a lot of that's got to do with affection for the Queen herself as opposed to the institution, but we'll see.
Well, the thing is, it's quite sad that the Queen has passed on, but she's lived a great life. She's lived a life where it's been looked after quite well. However, there are things that we cannot ignore that the monarch has done. I hear a lot of people say pretty much she has no power, but everything else is in her name. The government is in her name. She pretty much so the Prime Minister is voted by the people, but she then asks the Prime to form her government. So everything else in Her Majesty the Queen. So she has a voice, she's got a platform to change things. The monarch has not gone to all the countries, i.e. African countries, to go and apologise for what they've done. The world is in a state where it is now due to the atrocities that the royal family has done and build a country with so much good things happening, where the new generation don't understand why the royal family is loved in the UK only, pretty much, but not so much so around the world, because opinion is very diverse. She's a lovely woman, but granted, her family has done so many things, and they live upon the success of how other countries are so poor. So it's, you moan, but you moan with bitterness, because you're like, but she didn't do anything for us. You know, she took a lot. They took a lot. Britain's a great country, but a lot of people benefit from being in Britain, but they have left the world poor on their own backside. So it's quite diverse, and I think it's hard to really feel sorry deep down. Of course you are sorry, but you look back in other countries, you're not really that sorry, because, well, they've taken a lot from us.
It's very sad, I think, because she's always been there in the background. I haven't strong feelings about her passing. It's just like the end of an era, and it's wonderful to hear everybody else's connections with her over the years, that she's met people and she always remembers nice things and positive, supportive type of background to our country that hasn't been politically based. So that's sad, and a lot of difficult things for the king, the new king, to replace.
Thank you very much for that, and I appreciate it.